Hey there, it's Dr. Gregg here with the Line Wellness Center, and I wanted to just take a minute to go over and talk with you a little bit about some steps for maintaining your youth and health and vitality right now. I'm going through every day and leaving tips for you about that here on my page, so please check in, like me, connect with me, tag me, thumbs up these so that we know that you're enjoying them, that you're using them, and that you're making them a part of your life. So right now, if you're following any of the news, one of the number one things that is being said to cause severe responses or bad responses to COVID-19 winds up being health risk factors. So right now, we all, whether we're having problems with viruses and colds or not, should be making steps to battle these risk factors. Now, for me, one of the things that I've realized in practicing and helping people to live a healthier life over the last 20 years that most people wind up missing is proper hydration. I think that there's a chronic epidemic of chronic dehydration. So what does that wind up meaning? So if we're supposed to, we grew up on the amount of water we should drink was 6 8-ounce glasses of water. Well, that's really changed and modified because of the way that life has gone. I should be drinking a lot more water or a different amount than my son, or than even an adult who might be only 5 feet. We both are different sizes, so we need to have more of a one size or a one-stop way to make sure that we can get the volume of water that we wind up needing. What's the consequence of if we don't wind up having it? Well, our overall blood volumes wind up diminishing, and where we might not see a problem in a day or even in a week, when you wind up having chronic dehydration over a period of time, and let's say the way we should be consuming water winds up being to consume half of our body weight in fluid ounces a day. So let's just say that we were 10 fluid ounces off and you weighed 200 pounds. So I'm kind of talking about myself. That means that if I was 10 fluid ounces of water off a day for a year, that's a lot of water volume that I'm off. So we want to be sure. Now, let's just say through my younger years, while I was in high school or maybe college or my 20s, let's say I didn't drink any water. Has anyone known someone who's done that? If you do, give me a thumbs up and or comment in the box. Let's tag them so that they might connect to this. Or if you have a family member that doesn't drink a lot of water, please feel free to write their name in the comments so that they can get this and get this message and maybe start to change their trajectory and work on battling their health risk factors. So if we wound up being that way for 10 years, you see how chronic dehydration can wind up happening? Now, the way that that shows up is not as chronic dehydration. The way that we see that winding up changing winds up being altered blood pressure. We can wind up seeing it happen as altered hormone levels. Now, the first one that we typically wind up seeing is altered cholesterol. So if you've been told that you have altered cholesterol, maybe you actually have altered hydration that's affecting the levels of fluid in your body and causing your body to go into response. Wow. That's pretty big. Most people don't wind up hearing that or knowing that. So making sure that you're moving back towards that right volume of water will help to battle all the health risk factors. Now, if you're nowhere near that, how do you get there? So to me, there's been a step-by-step approach that you really need to take. So for me, if I was drinking no water, or let's say I was even drinking half as much as I should a day, I like to take a step-by-step approach each week and realize that this is a marathon and not a sprint. So what I would do is today, right, because you got to start this today, go ahead and make a change and make a choice to make that change, is I would add 1 glass of water a day. And I do that for a week. What that'll do is it'll allow your body to wind up getting used to that much water, and it'll allow it to filter it out. Then the next week, I'd add a 2nd cup of water. Then the next week, I'd add a 3rd cup of water. So each week you're adding a cup, and it allows your body to get back to homeostasis and clean out the fluids, allow the water to flush out. Now, after you've done this for a month, you're going to notice some amazing things. You're going to notice your skin is much nicer, softer. You're going to notice that you have more energy. You're going to notice that you actually wind up losing weight. And you'll also notice that you don't wind up missing the other drinks that you wound up consuming. So now with this, we've got to be sure, though, that it's water that we're adding. So teas, juices, soft drinks, bubbly water, flavored water. I don't need to go on and say things like alcohol, soft drinks. Those are not water. You need to consume focused water for this to wind up getting back to balance, getting back to rehydrated, and getting back to cell health. If you've got more questions about how to get back to proper health, or if you've got problems with managing with kidney issues, if you're on a hypertensive medication, please send me a direct message and let's talk about this, because you need to take special and distinct steps to do this, because unfortunately the process of cleaning out the water in your body has already been permanently altered. We've worked with many people to help them get back to hydration who have been going through this, and I'm happy to work with you. Just send me a DM. We'll figure out the best way to wind up doing it, whether it's on the phone, whether it's via telemedicine, or whether it's through in person. But we're doing all three of those to help you stay healthy and safe. Once again, I'm Dr. Gregg Gerstin, and thank you for letting me be a part of your health.